You know that tax filing deadline's right around the corner, April 15th, and your last-minute rush to get it done has scammers looking to trick you. Of course. Lane Motz with the Better Business Bureau is here to go over what to look out for, especially this time of year. Now, we talk to you every 4 to 6 weeks, and every time the scams are never ending.
Well, no, they're not going to end. No, they're part of life. They're part of our life. So the part of our life is to just be aware of them and to be educated to resist them, Dan.
Yeah, that's why it's great to have you on here, because then we can warn the people what the scams are and how to avoid being a victim of those. But there's a common thread here. If you don't trust really any contact you get, whether it's a phone call, whether it's an email, always question legitimacy of that. Is that probably good advice?
Yeah, I hate to say that that's the world we're living in. It probably is, you know. And you know, just the first thing that I always remind people during tax season, and really these scams occur all year round, Dan, but they certainly ramp up in March, April, May even, is the IRS isn't going to call you on the phone. They're not going to reach out to you by email or text. So if you get contacted by any of those methods, it's not the IRS.
Yeah, Social Security, same way. I mean, they're fighting that as well. The fish scams, the phone scams. It's crazy. So what are they actually asking you to do? Well,
so there are 3 kinds, right? And 2 of them are long-standing and common. One of them is the phone call saying that you owe money and you need to pay it now or you're going to be arrested. And I think I've even mentioned last year my ex-wife got one of those phone calls and she called me and she was quite upset. And I was tempted to let her pay it, but I couldn't.
Well played,
Lane. Well, I didn't think that. There was a temptation. I'll confess. But so that's not real, right? So you can ignore that. Just hang up. Don't even debate. If you get an email or a text suggesting the same thing, again, not from the IRS, designed to get your money, designed to get your personal information. But there's a new twist. There's a new twist on the tax scam. Ask me about that.
What kind of new twist is there with the scams for taxes?
So I think the scammers have gotten a little smarter. Instead of just using fear, right, which the you owe money is a fear scam, it's based on fear, they've got a new one where they send you a cardboard envelope, a mailing, so it's a mailing, and it says you're entitled to a refund, just fill out this information, yeah, and we will get you your refund. And I hate to say it, but that's probably a pretty good twist. Right? So now it's on hope and optimism, excitement about maybe getting some money, right? And plus it's coming in the mail. Here's the thing. It asks you to authenticate your information. If the IRS needs to send you a refund, you will get a regular old letter letting you know it's coming, and then you'll just get a check. They don't need your personal information if it's really the IRS.
Because they have it already.
They already have it, yeah. So this is a pretty good scam, and again, it's coming in like an official-looking envelope, like it would come from FedEx or it would come from the U.S. Post Office. It's cardboard on the outside, so it looks sturdy. And it's a written mailing telling you that you're going to get some money back. Just fill out and cooperate.
And it must, if they're delving out, if they're putting up the cash to send these out everywhere, it's expense for them. It must be paying off to make it worthwhile.
I think so, because the fear is always effective. That's always an effective way to get people thinking emotionally and to part with information and credit card numbers and money. But the hope of collecting extra money is also pretty motivating, because you would like to get a couple of $1,000s that you didn't know was coming. So
now you have here tips to protect against tax scams. One is file your taxes early. So like if you've done that early, of course the taxes are long gone. Hey, already filed, can't help you.
Yeah. That date's probably past now. We're past the early filing. So yeah, you just be suspicious. If you do get something saying you're getting a refund, I hate to ever tell people to call the IRS, because who wants to do that? But you probably should call the IRS, especially if you didn't expect it, or you filed a return and you were confident about your return, and now this is saying you might get more money. Check with your accountant, check with your tax preparer.
Now on the screen there, use real IRS website, contact IRS with issues. Yeah, if you get an email or something from the IRS, take a good close look at that email address.
Now, you won't get an email from the IRS.
Right.
Yeah, you won't.
Because a lot of times these have they look bogus if you look at them, but many people don't even bother looking at the actual website.
Well, the reason I'm giving that advice is, irs.gov. That's the real email. If you decide you want to go check and you type in, am I really getting a refund or is this a tax scam? You might get as a potential choice a fake website that you click on, and it's not really irs.gov. It might be irss.gov, or it might be irs. Some other site. So I'm just saying, if you come across a link to a site, you do want to vet it by hovering over the URL before you give information.
I think probably good advice. If it sounds good, it probably isn't.
Yep. They're from the IRS and they're here to help you.
They're here to help us. Always here to help. If you'd like to know more information from the Better Business Bureau, where Lane Motz is working at, 419-578-6000, and there's the website and the email address. Lane, thank you so much for being here. Watch out for those scams. We'll be right back.